Hey, welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews. I'm Scott. There is Dave next to me, and this is our yearly year in review. We had quite a few movies this year. We gained some new listeners, some new subscribers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your subscribes. And please continue to share us and let us know what you want to see, what you like, what you don't. That being said, we started last year with one of my all-time favorite movies that's so dear to my heart is Bob and Doug McKenzie's Strange Brew. Yes. Take off, eh?
It is definitely a product of its time, and it's fantastic. I love it.
It is fantastic. It sums up. You want to know what my humor is or where I get inspiration?
Right.
It's from stupid shit like this, and I love stupid that works. And that's
right.
And it works. God, I love this movie.
So well. The next one up was it was so memorable that whenever we did the show, I forgot the title of the movie, and it is called Avengers of Justice.
Yes.
It should have been funnier. It should have been better. They had I think they had the actors to pull it off. I just think they needed another rewrite or two or three. I'm not sure.
3 or 4. Here's
quite click for me.
Here's what I remember. They tried too hard. Very few jokes landed, but Beaverine worked. Beaverine. So
yeah,
that worked.
I think that's all you really need to know about that movie.
That's it. Yeah, you can miss it. Moving on. Wow.
You're not gonna.
Yeah. No, I don't recommend that one, but I do recommend the next one, which is one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. It's Bobby Boucher, and I like water. The Water Boy. God bless this movie. Jerry Reed, Henry Winkler, Adam Sandler, and Adam Sandler's friends that are in everything. God bless him for bringing them all along.
And I'll tell you, that was a pleasant surprise for me because I had never seen it. Everybody told me how funny it was, and I thought to myself, can't possibly be that funny. It is.
And
I recommend it.
Absolutely.
The next one up is one of my personal favorites, and it still holds up today. I don't care who you are. If you do not laugh your butt off into tears and almost pee in your pants whenever Steve Martin is on the roof yelling down, come here, up here, look at me. You have no sense of humor. It is called The Three Amigos. It is one of my favorite comedies. It's got 3 very funny men in it. And
Chevy Chase, Martin Short, and Steve Martin. Oh my God.
I can't even
say
many
others.
This movie is to me. I love it. I just love the movie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's my recommendation for sure.
Definitely recommended that. And my God, did we get stupid again?
And
with
again,
Boats and Hose, and Step Brothers. Oh my God. I had slept on this movie for a long time. I thought this looks really bad. I love Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly together. This works on so many levels because it's the fucking Catalina wine mixer. That's all I'm going to say.
I had no want to see this movie. I'm not sure. I think it might have been you that said, let's watch it. Because neither one of us.
I've been hounded at work for the past 2 years to do this movie. And it's like, fine, I'm going to do this damn movie.
Okay. So somebody actually recommended you to watch the movie. That's okay. That's right. So we finally watched the movie. I liked it. It's hysterical. I would watch it again. Let me put
Absolutely.
That yeah. And, the next one up. Classic. This is a classic Burt Reynolds movie. The classic Burt Reynolds movie for most. Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, if you know Burt from anywhere, it is probably going to be here and the iconic Trans Am.
Oh, that Trans Am was sweet. But I highly recommend this movie. It is funny. It is disrespectful to a lot of things.
Jackie Gleason is great.
The first time I had ever seen Jackie Gleason swear, like as a kid, going to see this at the movies. I was like, it's a Jackie Gleason movie. How bad can it be? At the time, it was like, holy cow, you know?
Yeah, it's such a great
everything about that
movie. I love it. I love it. It's fun. It's 70s, early 80s. When did that come out? Was this
early 80s?
Early 80s, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's an 80s Trans Am, I think. But
Yeah,
anyway,
81, 82.
keeping well, we went after Smokey and the Bandit and ended up jumping into Netflix's Enola Holmes with Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill. We not so old. Did we do them both? Yes, we did. It was a double feature of both of these movies. I love these movies. I adore them. They're fun and educational.
They were not, because of the history part of it.
Yep.
They could have very easily, in my opinion, and I think they got it right up to the edge in most parts. They could have pushed this over and made it unbearably girl power. But Millie Bobby Brown is so cute and adorable as Enola Holmes, anyway. And you got Cavill as Sherlock.
Mm-hmm. He plays a good Sherlock.
The stories were well written. They were well directed, and they were well acted. So everything worked out.
It worked out
great.
They
could have put. This is one of those deals that I'm so happy that it wasn't what I was afraid it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
It almost was in a couple of spots, but for the most part,
she obviously set out to make a movie and make a good movie and not push an agenda. And that's
exactly. And that's what I love about the two Enola Holmes movies. And I highly recommend them. Evidently, they're book series, I think.
I believe so. I believe they're adapted from books. Really do like those.
Good.
Definitely.
Man, everything's so long.
Yeah.
So long and just in the future. And another Burt Reynolds movie came in, and it was called The Longest Yard.
Yeah,
That was a terrible segue. I tried.
It was
anything I said was going to sound really dirty, so I backed off on it.
This is another good one. I enjoyed this, man.
Yeah, this is classic Burt right here. Without the mustache.
It is. Yeah, I know. It's so weird to see him without the mustache.
Yeah.
This is a good movie. And I will even go on record as saying I enjoy Adam Sandler's version of this because it ties together. It's pretty much the same movie.
Yeah.
Very good though. Dude, I don't know what we were smoking when we went into this next movie, but straight out of Uganda action, Tiger Mafia, Who Killed Captain Alex?
Which one of us said that would be a good idea?
We both did. And you know what? God bless, I forget who the director is, but God bless him for doing something.
Movie. He's in Uganda and he's trying to make a movie and he's known worldwide. Let me put it that way.
He's done it.
Who Killed Captain Alex? It is now on Tubi, by the way. I think that's where we watched it. Or YouTube. I don't remember.
I watched it on Tubi. Yeah.
But the sequel to this, the Black something or other.
Yeah.
Forgot what is also on Tubi, and I haven't watched that one yet. We should watch that one this year too, just to follow. But it's so good. It is so bad, but they put so much heart into it, and it's poorly done because the guy lost so much of it in editing. But it's worth a watch if you just like bad stuff that you can chuckle at. But look at the heart that this poor kid was trying to put in.
That's what's amazing. That's what's amazing. So I apologize for not looking up your name. I remembered it, but
we knew it, but I'm sorry.
I just much love and cred for doing such a follow your heart, man, because you're doing it. It's pretty awesome.
Scott and I have another podcast called Neverworld, and we love watching movies, but we love doing paranormal stuff, things that are out of the ordinary. And a movie that we watched was called Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. It's a documentary by Dr. Alan Greer.
Stephen
Stephen Greer. I'm sorry. Who the hell's Alan Greer?
His cousin. They don't talk about him because he brings the old potato salad to the reunion. I don't know.
Potato salad?
Yeah. So Dave and I, we get into paranormal. So, of course, aliens and such. Yeah. And this is a documentary. And it's also got a little bit of as they like to say, woo in it, which is fine. but there's some neat stuff about disclosure, and especially at this time when we know that the government's been lying forever
about everything.
and about everything, and there's so much disinformation coming out right now to obscure the actual what's really happening.
Anything.
So with anything, so this is a neat journey if you're into that kind of thing. Check it out. Dave and I love these deep, dark rabbit holes into everything.
I would say that if you watch this show, you will see how the last 4 or 5 years have really culminated into this movie.
Yeah, I think you might be right. You might be right. But
what was next?
What was next is a little bit of White Lightning. Back to Burt Reynolds again. We've just been on Burt Reynolds.
You missed it.
What do you mean
145. I missed it? You're on 146.
Yeah, 145 is what we are watching.
Yeah.
David,
I forgot what we were watching.
I don't know. That's why we are jumping over, and I just lost my place. But it was White Lightning.
Yeah, the next one's White Lightning. Yay!
Yes, that's where we're at. White Lightning. Back to Burt Reynolds. Oh man. Was this the one that starts off with the sheriff murdering the kid in the boat?
Yeah, White Lightning was the first one.
That
was the first one. Yeah,
dude, this is a fun movie.
This was starting to have comedy in it. You could see where Burt, I think, wanted to go. He wanted to do stuff a little bit more lighthearted. Later on came Smokey and the Bandit. I'm not sure how many years later, but a few years later came Smokey and the Bandit. But the sequel to this was Gator.
Yeah,
which I had a lot of high hopes for.
Yeah, and not as good.
Had some good moments in it, but the edits I think killed this because
that is it. Thank you for reminding me of that.
I still think they took out some scenes that would have explained a lot of the movie, and I think it was poorly edited. I think
there was a lot of weird stuff happening in that movie.
Yeah,
there really was. I don't recommend it as much as White Lightning. You can watch White Lightning. You don't need to watch Gator. But if you like some 70s cinema, go watch Gator. It's entertaining. Oh yeah, it absolutely is.
Definitely 70s cinema. Would you want to talk white exploitation?
Yes, it is white exploitation. Trailer trash exploitation, whatever you want to call it.
I call that white exploitation.
White exploitation. Fair enough. That works. But to tell you what else is entertaining.
Coined that just now.
Yeah. Top Gun was our next movie.
Top Gun, the original. Yeah.
The original Top Gun.
Yeah.
I really like this movie. This really solidified Tom Cruise as who he is today.
That's what made him the superstar. Yeah.
Yeah. It made him the superstar and gave him the vehicle to give us and continue to entertain us to this day. It's got a cool soundtrack. One of the things that I always find interesting is a little bit of trivia. And this was when I read Rob Halford's autobiography called Confession. And he talks about that Priest was offered the title track to this movie to do the soundtrack.
Right.
And they thought that's stupid.
Right. But they were Judas Priest in the heavy metal band.
Yeah. But I mean, they could have done the song. They were going to do the song, and they did a song eventually. They were going to do a title song for it, not
just a title song.
Not Danger Zone. They were going. Yeah, Kenny Loggins came.
Holy crap! I can't even imagine how that was.
No, Kenny Loggins came after the fact. They didn't have it. They wanted Priest to do the song. So,
okay.
Yeah. So that's
crazy.
He's like, oh, well, we missed that one.
Oops.
Love Top Gun. Very entertaining. Great cinematography. This for the time this was made. Holy crap.
Holy crap. The time that this was made, they did a great job.
Oh, it's insane.
A little stale for me in some spots.
Yeah.
In comparison to the next one.
The next one. Holy shit.
They had to get the guys shirts off in the original one somehow.
Yes.
They did. They managed it.
Yeah, it's pretty gratuitous. Yeah.
Whatever. It's like you killed to have abs like that.
Yeah. So tell us about what came after the abs.
Well, the Top Gun Maverick. Just the newest one, I think 2021, 2022, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Man.
Wow.
This one blows Top Gun out of the water. And at the time, I'll be honest with you, I don't think there was another movie at the theaters being made, being shown that came anywhere close to this.
This movie's amazing.
This movie actually made money. The last 4 or 5 years, most Hollywood big budget films have lost money.
Yeah, because they're made for hundreds of millions of dollars, and they've got to really bring it in.
And
so this one did.
This was Tom Cruise putting his foot down and saying, "No, this is the movie I want to make. Give me back my coat. You know, we're going to put the Japanese flag back on it, the Taiwan flag back on it. Don't care." And he did it his way. And thank goodness. You know what? Thank God for Tom Cruise. Because
I fully appreciate Tom Cruise.
A lot of people tease him. I will tease him at times, but man, he cares about the fans. He cares about a good story, and he cares about the action.
He wants to entertain. He wants to entertain. So this year we will probably be dipping into the Mission Impossible series, which is phenomenal. I always consider Tom Cruise America's Jackie Chan. I will watch him in anything, just because he is going. If Tom Cruise is putting it together, you are going to be entertained. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
As many stunts as he can on his own.
Wow.
We are out in space now. Where do we go?
We're out in space, man. This time we took a trip into Star Trek territory with season 3 of Picard.
Nice.
Wow. All I'm going to say is if you are a Star Trek fan, go watch this wonderful send-off to the next generation.
You could probably skip Picard 1 and 2.
I would watch them.
Because, you know,
it helps to watch them.
Brent Spiner.
Brent Spiner's great. And it helps to see Rafi and understand her more by the time we get into this season. So
yeah, this is true. There is a little bit of character development. They did completely forget about the freaking Borg in this one, so that annoys me a little bit.
Yeah, there was a lot of problems and a lot of contractual issues or rights issues because the reason we didn't get Janeway is because somebody owned the rights to her on TV or something. It's some bullshit with Nickelodeon. Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah, she was tied to the show Prodigy, which was on Nickelodeon, and that is the reason she couldn't be part of this. This is why business people need to stay the fuck out of handling intellectual properties this way. They treat everything like a dollar sign, take the heart and soul right out of it, and the fans are left with what we get. They don't
think about anything else except the dollar.
Yeah.
And that's the sad thing.
Yeah. So speaking of somebody who doesn't care about the dollar, what's next?
He won't spend money, that's for sure. A Roger Corman film.
Yes.
One of my favorite good, bad, sometimes really good, sometimes really bad directors. Roger Corman did a movie, the very first Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
Never released in theaters. I think
there's a reason.
I think they did the cast wrong. I think it could have been better had they actually kept some money going into it.
It could have. This thing was plagued with all kinds of trouble. Yeah.
They lied to the cast. The cast thought they were making a Fantastic Four movie. They thought they were making a bigger budget movie than they wound up making. Then somebody decided to not show it. They were going to can it. One of the directors says, I don't know why the film just disappeared and started showing up in conventions. I don't know how that happened. And I chuckle my ass off because they saved up enough money that some of the people that were doing special effects did a lot of the special effects on their own, out of their own pocket, because the money was cut off so quickly and nobody knew what happened. But I thank God this movie exists. I still think it's the best Fantastic Four movie ever made. Honest to God, I do. I think for the amount of money that was spent on the other ones, in comparison, this one beats them out. Maybe not acting and story-wise. They could have done a little bit better, but the money was taken away from them, so they couldn't do overdubs for Doctor Doom or anything like that, which really, really hurt it. I would like to see somebody do a special edition like we talked about. Like, let them finish that movie. Just let the guy come in and do the Doctor Doom voice, at least, for fuck's sake.
It needs help. It needs help, and it's possible. Man, you turned me on to this next one, The Lost Skeleton of Cadabra Island. Cadabra. Wow, it even has a rock scientist in it. This is such a fun movie, folks. Go watch it. It makes fun of 50s sci-fi. It's a newer movie. It's not. It's made to look older. It's made to have that feel, but it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it works really well. Really dig this, Jim. That was a fun one. But the next one, Dave.
Glad you liked it. Yeah, this one is not as fun. For one of the most popular bands on the planet to make this movie, they are ashamed of it, I'm sure. Kiss
Why you
meets the
can't find it?
Phantom of the Park. Done back in the 70s, mid to late 70s. Disco was the king. But Kiss was so big, they wanted to make a movie. People came to them. A friend of my father's was one of the co-writers on this movie, or the main writer on the movie. And it's just a bad movie.
Yeah.
You had two of the band members who just didn't give two craps about anything except boozing and drugs.
Yeah.
So they were no good. The other two, one decided he wanted to be an actor, and the other one was just like, I don't, what am I doing here? I don't want to be in this movie.
Yeah.
And it
It's a mess.
shows throughout
It
the
shows all
entire
the way
production
through.
of this movie. But it's so bad. To me, it's such a bad movie. It is a fun movie. It's a bad, fun movie. If you're a huge Kiss fan, watch it.
You have to watch
It
it.
may change you. You may not like it, Kiss anymore, but it's
I
worth
still
it.
love Kiss, and I will watch this movie again. I watched it
Yeah.
because it was Kiss. Although Rip and Destroy needs to be ripped and destroyed because that is just such a bad scene altogether. But you know what was a good music movie? Purple fucking Rain.
Purple Rain.
His Majesty himself, Prince, gone from us way too soon. This man is a musical genius. There was nothing he couldn't do, and I love this movie. I've seen it so many damn times. Killer ass soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's probably not a great movie, but it's kind of a little peek into Prince's early life.
It's a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. This is probably one of the reasons I actually started kind of liking Prince back in the day when I finally saw the movie. And to see how talented he is or was.
Yeah.
It's worth a watch, especially if you like musical movies. Not necessarily a musical, but a musical movie.
It's a music-driven movie. It's a, yeah.
I mean, if you want to go out to space, then you got to watch the next movie. It's Rocket Man. That was okay.
That was good. That was good.
Rocket Man. It's the Elton John story of how he became Elton John. I do have some problems with this movie. It's not terrible. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again on purpose.
I remember you had issues with the
It's the way it was edited, where the music went in timelines. And that bothers me. I don't know. I don't know why I let it bother me so much, but it does bother me. But it's okay. It's an okay movie. It's Elton John as far as much as he shows himself in this movie. He also, I think, cleaned up a lot of other
probably.
things. So, which is fine. That's what you do.
But he doesn't shy away from painting himself as problematic and having issues. I love this movie. I've watched it several times and I probably will continue. I love Elton's music. This is neat because this one is a musical. So the songs work. The Taron Egerton, who does Elton John, is phenomenal on the vocals.
Did a good job.
Holy crap! Yeah. So that was really good. And we just, we kept in space and decided to tackle all of the Star Trek movies. I don't think I'm going to talk about all of them, but we will just real quickly. Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Long,
very long.
The story
should have been edited down. It was a ripoff of an episode from the original Star Trek series. They did a good job. I mean, for the pathos of it, but long. It was too long, and I think not enough action, in my opinion. Yeah. And I think they fixed that in the next one.
They did. Wrath of Khan, dude. What a phenomenal. This is, out of all of them, this is probably my favorite Star Trek movie.
It's still my favorite Star Trek out of all the Star Trek movies. It is still my favorite Star Trek movie. Absolutely.
Yes.
But we do go into some more music movies.
We did. I thought we stuck on Star Trek, but we did bounce back out.
I think we jumped a couple of movies because I think we were breaking it up. I think we broke it up.
We did.
Like we did with Star Wars.
Dude, this one's a classic.
Yeah. Saturday Night Fever. John Travolta in the white leisure suit.
Another killer soundtrack.
Killer soundtrack. It is actually a pretty good movie.
It is a good movie.
A day or a week in the life of.
It's dark. It's dark. It's dark. It's gritty. It's
very 70s.
Yeah,
it's very 70s city film. I would say
it's good. It's good. The next one, you weren't available at the time, and I went and found a new co-host to replace you, but it didn't work out.
That was so freaking easily replaceable.
No, not at all. I watched a movie called Never on Tuesday. This was, since we're talking about a day in the life, a slice of life, this is a slice of life movie. I watched this movie, and as I was telling my friend Craig, I was instantly taken back, turned right back into a 16-year-old with that foul mouth, stupid, naive concept of what women are and what they want. Because I know, we're guys. My God, this is a neat film. It's got a scene with Nicolas Cage in it with this absurdly long nose. It's so strange. Go find it. Go find it and watch it. It's a good one. It's just a hard one to find.
And the only place that I could find it, I could not find it on disc. I could not find it anywhere else except on YouTube.
That's the only place I could find it. So it is out there. So thankfully, when things fall through the cracks and there's no way to get them, somebody at least puts it out there to preserve what's there. So anyway, but then we went right back into Star Trek. Star Trek 3.
Went Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock.
Yeah.
And this is this the one? This is when they only find the body, right? This isn't.
Yeah.
This is the one with the whale. This is when they first find the body. They had a guy playing the Klingon in this. Reverend Jim from Taxi.
Christopher Lloyd. He's great.
Lloyd. And when I first saw this movie, I remember the first time sitting in the theater watching it going, why did they get this guy? Oh my God. But as I've gotten older, I've looked at his performance as a Klingon. I'm like, he's playing a Klingon. He's
good. He is.
He's a good Klingon. He does play a really good Klingon. You just
how about when he just orders the death of his wife?
Yeah. I mean, that's
you don't get much more Klingon than that, man. Yeah.
It's a good what do they call it? Like medium in between movie, because
it's not a bad one.
From Wrath of Khan to The Voyage Home.
The Voyage Home, which is kind of a retelling of the first one. Kind of similar. A probe comes to destroy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is.
It's only destroying.
This is quite a bit.
It did. It equaled very, very similar storylines to V'ger, but much better. This one's fun. When I think of Star Trek movies, this is, Wrath of Khan is my favorite, but this one is always good for a laugh. They added a lot of humor into it. It's a great tale, takes place in the 80s, full of colorful metaphors, and
double dumbass on you.
Yeah, yes, one damn minute, Captain. But it's a good one. It is definitely a good one.
The lighter-hearted version of what they had been doing, because they were so hardcore. Like
yes, it was a nice change. It was a nice change to go there. It
was a change. Yeah. But then we jumped out of Star Trek for a while.
Back to music.
And we went right back into music. A little bit of
Light of Day.
A little bit of Light of Day. It was
Joan
good.
Jett, Michael J. Fox. Yeah.
I love the music in this. I know you said you didn't like the main song, but I did.
No, I thought if I said I did, no, I don't think I said that. Maybe I did. I don't remember. It's been a very long time, but
Joan Jett maybe could have been a really big actress. I think this proved it. For as weak a script as it was, I never bought. I'm sorry, I can't buy Michael Keaton working at a factory.
Michael J. Fox, no. Yeah, no, he's too clean.
Sorry. Two Michaels in the 80s at the same time.
Well, you were thinking Alex Keaton?
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking that's exactly what it was.
You went Family Ties? Okay, that's why you can't see him working in a factory. Not the young Republican that he is there.
He's a great actor, and I really like him. I
do too.
But I never bought him working at the factory. I never bought Michael P. Keaton /
No. You know what it was? It was just weird. It was just weird. Weird was the next movie. Weird Al Yankovic, Daniel Radcliffe, bringing the goods, man. This movie is hilarious. It's bizarre. It's got polka music. Just warning. He went to a polka party.
He went to a polka party. That is a word. That is a weird movie. Weird Al Yankovic. I highly recommend it. I think it's on Roku TV.
It is Roku. It's a Roku movie. Streaming.
Buy the DVD. I'll probably go out and I'm going to put this in my queue to buy because this is. I'm rebuilding my actual movies because it seems like they're starting to disappear a lot. Folks,
yes,
go up there and start buying hard discs because they're going to wipe out your memories, man. Let me tell you. They're going to get rid of this.
HBO is swinging the axe like crazy. It's absolutely insane what they've been doing.
But movies that you love may just disappear and never be seen again. So buy them, buy them, buy them. And I want to do that with this movie. I want to buy it before it disappears.
Absolutely.
And then we went into Star Trek V.
A very divisive entry into the Star Trek verse.
Probably one of the worst ones.
And I would say probably one of my favorites.
But there's a lot of good in it. So
there's a lot of good in it. Yeah. What I take from this movie is I love the camaraderie and the brotherhood of Bones, Spock, and Kirk. And you see that the most in this movie. And that's what I like about watching any Trek or any show is when you see everything come together like that. So that took us right into the prison movie of Star Trek VI. So, yeah. This was are you okay?
Is that the generation? Is that Generations?
No.
Star Trek 6?
No, it's not Generations. This is the Undiscovered Country. This is where they have the trial.
Country. Okay, I got them mixed up. I
was like, why are you looking pained? Because this is not a bad movie.
I am a big fan, and I just got my two movies mixed up. I'm a little tired. I'm sorry.
It's all right. That one's coming up.
This one is great. This
is a good one.
This I would put right on par with Wrath of Khan.
Okay.
I put this up right on par with Wrath of Khan.
I can see that.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Dude, the next one is an actor you turned me on to last year when we did Spider Baby and found out about Manton Moreland. Manton Moreland, King of the Zombies. Folks, go watch anything with Manton Moreland. That's it. Full stop. Just go watch. Guy's a brilliant actor.
This movie is. Thank you. You beat me.
That's it. Just go watch. Go watch.
When the Three Stooges want you as the third stooge, but Hollywood says no because you're black, and Mo Howard gives pushback, you know you're fucking funny. When Mo Howard and Larry both want you as the third stooge.
Yep.
Manton Moreland is that guy.
That is really cool.
And I think he's underrated. I don't think he's famous enough. I'm going to do everything in my power to make this man a fucking household name. And the 10 people that are watching this, go watch it. Go watch it.
Go watch it. Go watch it. King of the Zombies. Awesome, funny movie.
Very funny. Very funny
movie.
If you're talking about rock and roll bands, we're going to go back into music. There's nobody better than Spinal Tap.
And I'm just going to put it out there. Spinal Tap 2 is actually happening.
They is really
are all returning. Yes, it's really happening.
That's funny.
Really happening. So I'm looking forward to that. This is a mockumentary about a fake but real band because these guys actually did it. Like in Maverick, where the actors actually learned how to fly the fucking jets. These guys actually played the music. That is what's cool to me. Love it. Yeah. It's funny. It's Rob Reiner. It's a funny movie.
80s heavy metal band, every 70s big rock band. That's what Spinal Tap is.
But we wouldn't have had Spinal Tap had we not had Elvis.
The King.
Austin Butler. Dude, this kid brought it. Holy crap.
There is a lot to like about this movie.
Yes, there is.
And I think that my biggest problem with it was the music, the modernizing of the music.
I get that complaint.
Like that. Music that just didn't belong in certain time eras.
Yeah, when it did feel weird. It was jarring to hear modern hip
Yeah.
hop set in the 60s. It's like,
Yeah, and that pulls
that
me
doesn't
out.
work.
It pulls me out. You don't want to do something to pull somebody out of a movie, and it's a
Yeah.
little thing. It is really a little thing. All in all, it's a good movie.
It's
I
a damn
think
good
they,
movie.
I think they did a good job. I will watch this one again. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'll buy it, but I will watch this one again because it
Yeah.
is his performance as Elvis is astounding.
Yeah, he's great. He's
Yeah.
great. I forgot what I was reading. I forget who the actor is playing. But they're doing a music movie, and they had said after seeing Austin Butler that they really went and trying to step their game up because he set a
Right.
bar for people
Oh,
to
yeah.
go in and actually become somebody else. I mean, he looked like Elvis. He sounded like Elvis. He moved like Elvis. He was Elvis in this movie.
Yeah.
And
He was really, really good in this movie. It's well to watch. And here's the one that I thought we were talking about earlier, Generations.
Generations. Okay, moving on. What did we watch after Generations?
Generations.
This was an attempt to merge the Next Generation and the original series, which failed. Watch our review. Don't watch the movie.
Don't bother.
Thank God they fixed with what is probably the best of the Next Generation movies for me is First Contact, and it's got problems.
It's got problems, but it is the better. It is the best. It is the best Generations movie.
But it has one of your favorite actresses in it.
Oh yeah. So you're gonna put me on the spot, you bastard.
Alfred Woodard.
Woodard.
Whatever. Woodard. Damn it.
Alfred Woodard. That's a woman I would put in anything. If I was making the movie, I don't care if it was a Victorian romance. I don't care if it was an out west cowboy romance, a comedy. I need a powerful queen. Whatever it is, Alfred Woodard is going to go be that. If I just need a next door neighbor that's the best friend, Alfred Woodard. Go get Alfred Woodard. Who do you want for this part? Alfred Woodard. She's a 12-year-old white girl with blonde hair. Alfred Woodard. I want her in this movie. I don't care how you do it.
You better be careful or you will cause an insurrection, which was our next movie.
Which is better than I remembered.
Yes. Yeah. I had
only up to this point, I think, watched it one time and I was like, oh my God.
I like it because Brent Spiner is amazing.
He brings it. He totally brings it. Once again, you have to watch Data. He's the best actor in the entire series.
Yes, absolutely.
I did remember liking it better this time around. And I will recommend this one. I will recommend it.
Yes, I do too. It's a good one.
It has its little problems here and there, but it is a good movie. It is a good one. The problem was Nemesis. So any good that they started doing again, they destroyed with Nemesis because it was just poorly thought out, a bad villain, in my opinion. This is all just one guy's opinion. I take up 2 feet on this planet Earth. You can believe me or not, or disagree with me or not. It had really good idea, poorly orchestrated.
Yeah.
I would pass it up. I probably won't ever watch that movie again.
What was interesting, and I know it doesn't have anything, it may or may not have anything to do with it because people will approach acting differently. I was reading not long ago, Patrick Stewart was asked about Tom Hardy on set there, and he wouldn't interact with anybody. He was like never seen, only there for his things, and that was it.
Right.
And and that I'm not saying that's something wrong, but if you don't have a chance to develop the trust and camaraderie, I think it's harder to share emotions on stage or on set. Not saying
to
that
get somebody to know how to react to you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's what we talk about with chemistry. There was this movie has got so many problems. It's not horrible. I say watch it, but if you're a completionist.
Yeah.
But the next one, here it is. Here is the granddaddy, the start of Hollywood horror.
The first of the first, man.
The first of the first. Frankenstein. Need I say more? Watch it. You have to watch cinema history.
It's a classic. You'll do yourself a favor by watching it. And then he went and got married. The Bride of Frankenstein.
This movie is worth the wait to the last bit. To
Yes.
her, 30 seconds on screen or 3 minutes that she's on, it's the bride is worth it.
She steals the movie. And I know she's done other things. I was actually shocked that she didn't do, or they didn't think of doing another Bride movie, because she was so good on screen.
She was amazing.
Yeah, watch this movie. It's got a lot. This one's got a lot of bad in it. I mean, if you watch our review, you'll be like,
got a lot of bad in it, dude.
Watch the movie first, then watch our review, and you'll be like, oh, I see what they're talking about. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
There's a lot that doesn't make sense.
There's still like a lot of homoerotic overtones in the very first one.
It pays off in the end,
and
yes.
In the second one, there's like a little bit, and then I don't know.
Oh, the life of an old blind woodcutter.
Life of an old blind. Here, let me lay my head in your lap. What? That's a porn star.
Where did they sew that from? Oh my. Anyway, before we get crazy, we went into The Invisible Man, another classic.
Very classic. Claude Rains' first American movie.
Yeah.
The problem with this movie, I think you and I both agreed, was it started in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't come together right like it should have. It fell so out of place.
Yeah, they don't show you how he becomes he just is the Invisible Man. They don't show you how. And that's where the biggest problem is. And then his insanity comes from kind of nowhere too, because they don't build up to that. But all in all, it is a classic movie. It is one of the best special effects movies of its time.
Yes. Oh my God, it's amazing.
So, yeah, I would just have to leave it at that.
Amazing.
The Prince of Darkness.
Back to John Carpenter.
I almost forgot entirely about this movie. I had
it's easy to do.
Reading the title. Yeah, this movie you can miss.
You can. It's a shame because hold on. It's a shame that you can miss it.
Yeah.
But it really had the opportunity, in my opinion, to be Big Trouble in Little China 2. Yeah. It's set up. The script is there. It's all there. It's been tweaked and turned to something that they could throw together and kick out. Right. I think John was under some sort of movie deal at the time or something, and he just had to crank it out, and it shows. It really shows. Yeah. But then you got to watch it's one of my favorite from the 80s.
Yeah. Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
This is one of those movies I think I may have seen. I may not.
Right. I'm pretty sure most people have.
But I have one guy, my buddy Dave, would take me to see all these movies, so I probably saw it, but I'm not positive. But yeah, if you like horror movies, especially of the 80s, watch this movie. It's good.
Absolutely. A lot of fun. Really cool soundtrack.
The first 15 minutes.
Yeah. It's a very 80s humor going on here. And just pay attention. There's so much in the background with words, titles. Yeah. They really did a lot of thought into this movie, which brings us to the next one, which to me is Disney's darkest movie yet.
Yeah.
For a Disney movie, Something Wicked This Way Comes. And it's another one, folks, that you're going to have to try and hunt down.
Yeah.
So
this was hard to get. This was hard for me to find and get. Hopefully it'll be easier now, but
I hope so. I have my copy, which I will treasure. I enjoy this movie, even though it has some problems. It's fun.
Yeah, it was the continuity. I think you said you had problems with the kids.
Well, yeah, because the reshoots, the kids had grown multiple inches, and it was very weird and off-putting. It was strange. So,
and had you not told me about it, the second time watching it, I caught it.
Yeah.
But for me, it wasn't as off-putting. Like I could watch it now and just forget about that, not see it. But when I see something, I look for it. That's what bothers me. Like when it's like a slap in the face, But that's a good movie. It is a good movie.
It is. It's entertaining.
It's a must watch. And then we started coming in because that was part of the Halloween stuff. Then we started coming into our Christmas stuff. And the first one that I offered up to you was
Mrs. Santa Claus with Angela Lansbury. Yeah, this is a good movie. I enjoyed this movie.
Pleasant. It's pleasant.
It is, as I described, I think, an appetizer. It is. Here's a little bite. Here's a little bit of Christmas. Now let's go. And we went right into Albert Finney's Scrooge.
which
I'd
is
say Albert
all
Finney's
Christmas.
Scrooge, but it's Albert Finney. This
Albert
is a
Finney.
great musical version of Scrooge. Has a great dance number on top of Scrooge's coffin, which I absolutely love. It's irreverent. It's a good movie. Have to watch it.
He plays one of the best Scrooges I've ever seen in my
He
life.
does. He does.
And
He's so good.
If you go on YouTube, folks, look for some of the makings of, because I saw one the other day that they were talking to Albert Finney. He's in the full Scrooge costume. He's in full makeup, but he's talking like Albert Finney, and you just realize how much he moves his jaw, how much he's
scowling.
when
He's a very physical actor. He made
and
himself look so old.
And you realize how much isn't makeup. It's him. It's him doing the face. It's amazing. Watch it. I just watch it. Just watch it. But if you wanted to get a little wild and you wanted to go on holiday, you go Holiday in the Wild.
Holiday in the Wild. Now, this one I feel is what a Christmas movie is by checking the Hallmark boxes of the whole setup and everything.
As the wife keeps telling me, it's not Hallmark. I was like, yeah, it is. It's a Hallmark movie.
This is a good movie. I like it. It's a good movie. It's a tearjerker. If you have a affinity for life and animals and stuff like that, it's some pretty sad moments at the beginning, but they set everything up. I liked it.
That moment has to happen in order for
that.
To learn what's going on.
But speaking of emotional, speaking of emotional movies, this one's not an old ass movie, but this was my biggest surprise of the year, and I cannot stop talking about Godzilla -1.
People at work are telling me to shut up.
They're telling me to. And I said, I don't care. They'll talk about a movie. They're like, hey, did you see it? And I said, no, there's only one movie right now. And it's motherfucking Godzilla -1, bitches. That's the only movie in the theater. All the others closed. That's it. They're gone. That's it.
Everybody else is losing money. Aquaman lost money. Marvel's lost money. Everything from Marvel and Disney's losing money.
The Japanese come in and say, fuck you, here's our lizard.
Toho walks up. Let's do this.
Yes. With a budget of less than $15 million, they succeeded in making one hell of a movie that I hope Hollywood execs are embarrassed as fuck, because this is a slap in the face of multi-million-dollar movies that can't make their money back, and they're not nearly not masterpiece, but this is a damn good movie, dude.
This is close to being a master class. I would say this is close to being a master class. They had limited set pieces.
Yeah.
Some CGI that looked very good.
Oh, the CGI was great.
Godzilla in the rubber costume. I know they had to fix some of it with CGI to make it look better. But if you look really, really close at the tail, I'm like, how the hell did they move that tail? I think they had the old wires on the tail and they just smoothed it out with the CGI.
I've read conflicting things that it was primarily CGI'd.
Really? Because I was hearing that it's primarily costume.
Yeah. So we will dig deeper into it.
I don't know what's going on.
Regardless, it looks amazing. It looks amazing.
It's terrifying. This is a terrifying Godzilla. I highly recommend this movie before they take it out of the theater. Go see it on the big screen.
And then go buy it, because
buy it the minute it comes out on Blu-ray or whatever. I don't care if it comes out on VHS tape. I'm buying the goddamn thing. It is that good.
Now, to any of our listeners, I'd be shocked if you're upset over subtitles. It's subtitled. Get over it. If you, as the director of Parasite had said, if you can't even, he said, I don't understand. Americans can't even get over 1-inch wall of text to, can't even, that's going to bother you. Give me a break.
You won't even realize you're doing it. You won't even realize you're reading the subtitles.
I agree. It's a pet peeve of mine. I got to see things in the original language, and it's on me to learn the language if I don't want to read in English. So
this worked on so many levels.
So good, dude. So good.
The whole 9 yards. And what was the next movie?
Scrooged.
Now, did you see this movie before? I don't remember.
I did, but I had forgotten more of it than I remembered.
Right.
I'm still not a huge fan of this movie. And You know, it did have a great scene at the end. Bill Murray's monologue at the end is, yes, that's the spirit of the movie. The rest of it, I just
every time.
I just was like, I'm watching Peter Venkman. I'm watching what's his name from Stripes. You know, and
well, Bill Murray plays Bill Murray.
It was all that same time, you know. Yeah, and that was, and I get that. So I might have had a different feeling about this movie had I remembered it in the 80s when it came out. But the Christmas movie I really liked this year.
What's that?
The next one was Violent Night.
Is that one up? It's not on my screen.
It's because it's not up yet, David.
Okay, that's right. I'm like, wait a minute, it's not there. But dummy me, I'm so stupid. I'm sorry.
Violent Night, Dave Harbour, John Leguizamo, Beverly D'Angelo. Oh, dude, this is another movie people are telling me to shut up about.
Yeah. Because once you start talking about Silent Night, you're like, it's so violent, it's so over the top. But it's such a good Christmas movie. By the time, and it's the whole time.
It's a Christmas movie.
Little girl becomes bloodthirsty, though.
Up their anuses.
Santa gonna give them the lumps. Give them their lumps.
I love this movie. Violent Night, Amazon Prime. Go stream it. It is wonderful. I know you're listening to this on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve or whenever I actually get it out.
Don't watch it with your kids because it'll destroy Santa Claus for them, but it'll make you appreciate Santa Claus more.
It might even make you a believer.
Yes. It is such a good movie. It has got so much good going on in it. And they could have destroyed this movie. They could have really screwed this movie up, but they didn't. Everything worked perfectly.
This is a good one. This is a good one. Definitely go watch it. What is your favorite movie we watched this year, Dave?
Godzilla.
We probably just mentioned. Yeah. Out of the ones we reviewed, I'm not sure because all I can think about is Godzilla.
Yes, exactly. Like if you out of all the movies we watched, I got to say it's Godzilla. And I love Wrath of Khan.
We watched some great movies this year, but what got us was a new ass movie, Godzilla -1. I love it. Yeah. Go watch it. It's probably out of the theaters by the time our show drops, but make sure you buy it. We start off next year with a month or so of romantic comedy, so be sure and join Dave and I as we're going to throw some different stuff in. Yeah. Who knows what comes? Something wicked, maybe?
We're going to try. Something wicked this way comes, baby.
Yeah. So thanks again, folks, for sticking with us for yet another year. That is next year for sure. Thanks for sticking with us for another year, and hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe, and we will catch you next time.